Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anxiety Free Entrepreneur. I'm Chris Watty, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Grant Watty.
Hey everyone.
In today's masterclass, we'll share with you the 5 simple steps to lasting happiness in under 30 days. And that's even if you've been stuck with anxiety, stress, depression, or burnout for years. You don't have to settle for life as it is right now. Today's session is founded on the promise that you can achieve lasting happiness quickly with our simple, unique leadership process. What we found is that your increased happiness will also translate to quantum leaps in performance in all areas of your business and life. And that's what this session is all about.
Okay, so let's have a look at who this is for. So this is for entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders, high achievers, and anyone with always on busy lives, ready to end anxiety, stress, and overwhelm for good. So if you're curious, resourceful, ready for action, then this is for you.
And let me tell you who this is not for. If you're looking for a magic bullet, not willing to invest in yourself and go all in, and not committed to action, then you probably won't get a lot out of this session. And neither is it for you if your safety is at risk. If you're challenging emotions as a result of a real threat and they're super high, something like physical abuse, or you're seriously considering self-harm, then get professional help now. You need to look after your own safety first before you put into place and use a method, our method, to create your anxiety-free life. However, if you're curious, resourceful, and ready for action, then this is for you.
So in the next 30 minutes, you'll discover a step-by-step game plan to completely end all your emotional pain, whether it's stress, anxiety, guilt, regret, worry, depression, or burnout, even if it seems impossible right now. You're going to feel clear-headed and enjoy your work again, happy and connected with your partner and kids and loving all areas of your life. So you're going to discover how to reverse those sleepless nights, the migraines, the high blood pressure, the panic attacks, exhaustion, premature aging at the root cause. That sounds good. Without resorting to pills, alcohol therapy, and the latest fads that only treat the symptoms and take far too long. And you'll also enjoy the confidence to be completely true to yourself, let go of doubt and worry, and feel empowered to take your life and business to a whole new level.
And our big promise to you is the step-by-step game plan to completely end all your emotional pain fast and forever. So you're free to be happy as the best version of you and lead a business and life that you love. So you might be wondering, who are we? Well, Grant and I, we're known as leadership strategists and mentors. And our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders to lead a business and life that they love by 2033. We have 41 years together and we're known as a world-leading transformational couple, unique in that we combine our personal experience and our professional expertise and strengths. We've helped thousands of individuals and couples to end stress and emotional pain fast and effectively to transform their mental health, relationships, and business results. And our specialty is results for our clients.
So here's some of the clients that we've been working with. There's a whole range there. Some are large, some are small, and we'll go through more importantly and share some of the specific results of the clients that we've worked with
as we go through. Yeah, for sure. Look, firstly though, does this sound like you? Do you wonder why you can't focus at work, why you're forgetting things and feeling anxious and you can't make decisions? Are you feeling angry, depressed, or guilty that you're working so hard? And then when you get home, you're snapping at the people you're supposed to be loving. Is your relationship with your partner and kids at an all-time low? And do you wake up in the night, your mind racing, unable to get back to sleep and worried about tomorrow? You feel so under pressure at work, you're feeling old, overwhelmed, or burnt out. Your mind's jumbled, you're not thinking straight, and you just don't know what to do. And you secretly worry if you let go, then your business, marriage, and life that you've spent years building will all crumble around you. Have you tried stress management programs, therapy sessions, the latest meditation app, medication, alcohol, vitamins, positive thinking, and nothing is working? Do you feel completely trapped in anxiety, stress, depression, or burnout? Do you desperately want to break through and feel happy and successful again? You just don't know how. If that's you, then the real problem is you haven't made the shifts.
Yeah, so once you've made these shifts, you're going to regain your confidence, energy, and power again. So no matter how many challenges you're facing at work, you'll experiencing the flow of achieving your best results ever. And you'll improve the quality of your relationships with your partner and family, and discover boundless energy and empathy so you can re-engage in these important relationships. And most importantly, you're going to feel happier, more vibrant, and able to control your emotions and kind of lose that brain fog. So you're thinking straight and performing at your best, and have the flexibility to think creatively and rationally, and to make decisions proactively and effectively rather than reacting, so you can enjoy life again and have permission to finally live life on your terms and reconnect with what matters most. So this is possible if you just follow along with our proven system, and we're just going to show you exactly how to do that right now.
Absolutely. Thanks, Grant. Look, so now we get to the heart and soul of this demonstration, the 5 shifts. So before we do, let's look at the thriving 1%. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that mental ill health is a massive global problem. 75 to 90% of medical visits are stress related. Stress contributes to heart attack, stroke, and cancer. But here's the thing, not everyone is struggling. So what are the winners doing differently? And it can be helpful to look at 2 brain scans. The optimal functioning brain scan, look at how it's lit up versus the stressed brain. You can see that there's actually something really actually going on in a brain when you're really stressed. The thriving 1% have made the 5 shifts that create freedom, transform capacity, and help them to build a life they love. Are you ready to learn a way to end your stress for good? If you answered yes to that, then you're in the right place. We're going to walk you through all of these shifts. And shift number 1, over to you, Grant.
So emotional empathy. So most people think that their emotions like anxiety and depression are bad, and they need to avoid it. Like avoid it like a headache. So then they take anything they can to avoid it, like prescription medication or just numbing them with drugs and alcohol, and then they project their emotions onto other things that are external to them, like you made me feel angry, you made me feel anxious, or my work, there's a problem with my work, it's burning me out. So it's a projection onto things that are outside of you. And then the other issue is that people believe the myth that you should be happy all of the time. And this kind of avoidance, what we call emotional avoidance, happens from a very young age. Like the other day, I was observing my 4-year-old granddaughter, Johnny, and she said, "But Daddy, I don't want to go to my room because that will hurt my feelings." And Jeremy says, "Well, that's the point, Donovan." And it was so cute because here she was doing everything she could to avoid having hurt feelings by going to her room. And
so the truth is, emotions are helpful. Every emotion is a completely normal part of being human, and every emotion is necessary. And that's why we say we should have empathy for our emotions. In fact, we love the metaphor of the traffic light and thinking that emotions are indicators. So to make this really resonate with you, think about notice the emotion that you are experiencing right now. And if we're thinking about the traffic light, green is where you're calm and satisfied. Amber is where you're feeling a little bit of anxious, maybe that tummy is rumbling, or your neck, this pressure in your neck. And red is where you're ready to explode, or the exact opposite, go right, withdraw from, from life. So just notice where you are right now. Where do you feel this in your body? And where is it on the traffic light? And here's the practical action, because this is what most people are wanting. And a really super simple practical action, what we call the 4 A's. So first thing is the awareness that I've just asked you to do. Notice what is the emotion that you're feeling. And remember, emotions aren't good or bad. They are indicators of things you care about. So once you're aware, accept it. Don't judge it. This is counterintuitive. Acceptance of that emotion. Next thing, ask yourself, what is it signaling that you care about or value? So noticing that. And lastly, take action. Use the emotion or the energy of that emotion to take the right action for you. So super simple. This is what we love, the KISS principle, keep it short and simple. So that's shift number 1, emotional empathy. And that takes us to our very next shift. And over to you, Grant. Oops, before we do, client results. So here we go. Here's Peter. Peter owns a successful business in building, and he didn't know what he didn't know. And here's what Peter said.
So Peter said, I'm absolutely delighted with the program outcomes. The gains I've had have been life-changing in all areas of my life and my marriage, my well-being, my self-confidence, family and business. I've gained back who I am, and I like that. Thank you.
And so now we head over to shift number 2.
So most people think that these constant thoughts and negative thoughts spinning in your head are real. They're a part of who you are. And then they believe this kind of idea that I'm not okay, or there's something wrong with me, or there's something wrong or they judge an external situation and say, it shouldn't be like that. It's a typical example of a negative thought. The work, this shouldn't be happening, that shouldn't be happening. My boss shouldn't be giving me all this work, or there's these kind of thoughts that just kind of spin through your head, and then the worst one of all is then I'm not okay, or there's something wrong with me, and then you might go along to a doctor or a therapist, and they label you with a mental health, that you've got severe depression or severe anxiety, and then you need pills or medication, and that's not necessarily the right approach, because all you're doing is treating the symptoms and not the cause. Now, we're going to demonstrate this with a simple metaphor, which to explain the idea of how these thoughts kind of trap you.
Absolutely. And so we're calling this shift the thought trap, because shift number 1 was all about our emotional empathy, the emotions. This is another internal working, our thinking. So the thought trap. And the truth is that your mind is working perfectly. It's like a computer. It's recording all you're experiencing. And what it does is it hardwires learned behavior. And the technical term is conditioning. Your mind spits out data as thoughts. And the thing is, while your mind is made up of both the conscious and the subconscious, it's the subconscious that drives 95% of your thoughts. The good news is that anything learned can be unlearned. But the tricky thing here is that 95% of this process occurs in the subconscious. That is, it's outside of our conscious awareness. And so this is why this thought trap principle or shift is such a key one. And you've just got stuck in it. And Grant's going to explain this, as he said earlier, with a really simple metaphor.
Yeah, so I often say to my clients, do you know how they catch monkeys in Borneo? And the typical response will be no. How do they catch monkeys in Borneo? Well, quite simply, they'll cut off the top of a coconut, tie it to a tree, and then put a green banana in it. So the monkey comes along, right, and puts its hand in, and then grabs the green banana, and then it can't get its hand out. So imagine this scenario where the monkey is stuck there holding onto the banana, and then the hunters come along to grab it, and it's desperately doing everything it can to try and get its hand out. It's frustrated, it's anxious, and grabbing on to the banana. And my question is, why can't the monkey get away? And the simple answer is because what does it need to do to get away? It needs to let go of the banana, right? to be free. And so it's the same with your thoughts. When you think about it, when you hold on to a negative thought, to be free of it, you need to let go of it. You need to let go of this thought that you're holding on to.
Yeah, thanks, Grant. And so, look, being more specific, and asking, as Grant said, how does this apply to your thoughts? Well, what happens is an unhelpful thought pops in, like you're selfish or my boss is a bully, and then what happens is you attach to that thought, so it becomes real. It becomes a real thing with energy and form. And thoughts are so powerful that if you believe them, they come true. Like the person who was told they had cancer, they believed the diagnosis and they died. And in the autopsy, it showed there was no cancer. They died because they believed the thought. And like the monkey, to be free, all you have to do is let go of the thought, the green banana. So when you notice those negative thoughts, spinning through your spinning round and round, or the knot in your stomach, recognize that you've grabbed hold of that thought. Look at the thought, look at that green banana neutrally, with curiosity. Don't judge it. Let it go quickly so that you don't end up in that vicious cycle of the thought trap. And here we go again for another super simple, practical action, which is what this session is all about, to give you some tips so that you can be happy and free of the pain of these challenging emotions. So this is another favorite of Grant and mine, letting go your thoughts with stop. So again, super simple. First step is stop. Just pause and ask, what is my experience right now? Check in to the head, heart, and body. Next, take 3 deep breaths and smile. We all have access to breath, so it's super simple for self-soothing. Now observe your thoughts and emotions and let them go. Don't hold on to them like that green banana. Finally, proceed with kindness and compassion. And we suggest that you practice this several times during the day so it becomes a new positive habit. And when you learn to change your thinking, you change your world. So now we have another example of client results, and this time we spin around the world to Lisanne, and Lisanne is from South Africa, and this is what she said.
Yeah, so Lisanne said it was
3 easy-ish but achievable steps.
It really changed my relationship and my whole life. I'm thankful for having the life-changing experience that was brought about by your course.
Great. And now it takes us to shift number 3, and we call this shift the context converter.
So most people think that they always have a choice in the moment, but neuroscience shows us that behavior is already primed up to 7 seconds before you start reacting, as hormones start to flow like a fuel in the fuel pump. So the truth is, when this is happening, it's a myth to assume that you have a conscious choice in that moment. So by the time you get a thought, you've already started to move, your behavior's already started. So that's why people say things like, I just couldn't help myself, or I just reacted automatically. I didn't mean to snap at the kids. It just kind of happened. And then they regret it. And in that moment, they couldn't make a conscious choice. It's kind of like they just automatically acted.
Great, thanks, Grant. And so why do we focus on context? Because context defines how you see the world, and context drives behavior, not our conscious thoughts, beliefs, or values at that moment. But most people just don't see the context. And there's really just 2 contexts, that one of threat, like that tiger in the jungle, or flow. Life is good, life is okay. And there's an example of the Good Samaritan, the context, I'm late. And the thing is, telling this story, there was 2 groups of good people, and they were, one group was told, you're late, you've just been studying the Good Samaritan, now you need to go and give your presentation. And on the way they walked past, it was actually an actor who was there, groaning on the road, and the other group was told, you've got plenty of time. Well, look, the seminarians that were given the context you're late, 63% of these people didn't stop. So you can see how powerful context is when we have the context of I'm late. That's how we operate. And Grant, you've got a good example of this too.
Yeah. So for a long time, whenever I was late, as I would go into this context of like I'm late, and then my whole personality would change, and I'd turn into I'd be rushing around, I'd be anxious. Look, where's my keys? Spill my coffee. I'd kind of snap at everyone, and turn into a madman rushing around, trying to get to work on time or to my next meeting on time because I'm late. And when I realized that I was in this context of I'm late, I could then shift it when I could see that how it was driving my behavior. So I shifted the context from I'm late to, you know what, I've got 10 minutes. I'm just going to relax and I'm going to enjoy the next 10 minutes, grab my coffee, slowly, easily look for my keys. And then if I turn up to work late, that's okay. And it sort of got rid of all of that, anxiety and stress.
And it just changed everything for everyone, didn't it? And that's the great thing about the context focuser. Another example is the New Zealand world famous All Black rugby team. A few years back, they were really struggling. When they upgraded their context from we're going to lose to we've got a challenge to overcome, they won back-to-back World Cups, and all the top performers use this tool to achieve top performance. To be anxiety-free, become aware of the tiger in the jungle context and upgrade that context. So how do you do this? How do you convert your context? Well, the first step is to notice it. Is it coming from threat, like Grant's I'm late, or is it flow, that I've got 10 minutes? And then next is upgrade your context, unless there really is a tiger, which is usually not the case in modern Western society. If there really is a tiger, you need to deal with that. And replace complaining with authentic enthusiasm. Super simple and so powerful. Replace complaining with authentic enthusiasm. Stop complaining. Choose enthusiasm and gratitude. This is intelligent behavior. Complaining, research shows, makes us foolish. Gratitude makes us smart. And this takes us to our fourth shift, the angel in the marble.
Yeah, so Michelangelo, he created this beautiful carving of David, the angel. And when he was asked how he created such an amazing statue, he said, well, I didn't focus on, people said to him, well, how did you do it? Like, what was your technique? And he said, you know what, I didn't have a technique. I just focused on the angel and I set that free. He didn't focus. People thought there was some sort of method, but he said, I just saw the angel in the marble and I set it and set it free. In other words, he focused on what he did want, what he was creating, the angel, not on what he didn't want, the rock and the marble. And it's like that with us. Most people focus on the problems and the issues and what's wrong. Whereas deep down, there's this essence of who you are, the angel in the marble. There's this unique, authentic version of yourself, the best version of you. And so the key here is to focus on that, and that's what will set you free, rather than focusing on, who you're not, and sort of the blame and the judge. I'm not good enough, and I don't do that very well, or I'm always late, or there's something wrong with me, and that's like focusing on the marble. That won't set you free. You're just focusing on the problems and creating more of it.
Thank you, Grant. So the key here, focus on who you are being. Focus on that angel that we all know is there, and being in integrity with your unique angel. And you might be wondering, what we mean by integrity. Well, we talk about integrity as being integrated, whole and complete. We don't use that moral judgment. We use that whole and complete, as you can see here, as in the diagram. A window has integrity when it's whole. When it's broken, it doesn't work. To get it working, fix it, and that will restore integrity. And being the angel, we have integrity when we are who we say we are, when we are who we know we are. And a practical example is our words and commitments match our action. And we found as working in the leadership space that this is absolutely a foundational principle, that what we say is what we do. So being in integrity, thinking about that, words and commitments matching actions. I'd like you to think about your integrity. Do you always do what you say you do? Do your actions match your words and your commitments? Rate it 1 to 10, where 10 is yes, absolutely all the time, and 1 is there's a lot of room to improve. And as we said, this is a foundational principle. So this is really a key to happiness. So discovering integrity. Think about this. If your integrity is anything less than 10, who are you really? Reflect on who you really are. Make a list of all those qualities that you inherently know are you. Create what we call an I am declaration. And in today's session, we're just going through these principles quickly, but if you want more help with any of these things, please feel free to reach out to us at the end. Each day, reflect on this list and focus on being your unique angel, your best self. When you miss the mark, forgive yourself, clean up any mess, and return to focusing on the angel, not the marble. And that takes us to our 5th and final shift. And this one is called mentoring. And we say that this is the most important shift because most people think that they should be able to deal with challenging emotions on their own and take a do-it-yourself approach, or they talk to the exact wrong people. The truth is that as human beings, we aren't designed to go it alone. With the right support and some simple tools, you can go from anxiety to amazing happiness fast.
So what's it worth to you to completely end all of your challenging emotions forever so you're free to be the best version of you and lead a business and life you love? And why haven't you been able to do this yet? How long have you been trying? While other methods, prescriptions, talking to friends and even therapists and doing what you're doing might work for some people some of the time, our path works fast almost all of the time, provided you're open, coachable and committed to consistent right action. Beware, simple doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, like it might be simple to go for a run around the block, but the key is to develop the right habits and put in the right methods and it takes some work. So change can be difficult. It can be hard to shift a massive boulder. Using a lever, it's easy to leverage an anxiety-free life fast. You need a mentor that will give you that leverage to support you in the change. So if you're serious about transformation, don't go it alone. Get a great mentor and someone who's been on that path and knows exactly what to do.
Yeah, thanks, Grant. And look, how does mentoring work? We've popped this diagram here so you can see easily that a great mentor will support your dreams. They will guide your strategy and help you with accountability and commitment. Imagine if you are going on a journey up Mount Everest and you didn't have a Sherpa. You're just not going to make it. And it's a lot like that. If you have been struggling with challenging anxiety and depression or stress or other difficult emotions for years, you need a plan. And you need all the steps. It's like baking a cake. If you just throw the eggs in at the end and on top as you pop it in the oven, it's just not going to work. So a great mentor will guide you, support your dreams, and help you with accountability and commitment. So look, think about this for yourselves. Who is the best mentor that you can find? Who would that be? Who would that person be? If you're ready to finally end the pain of those challenging emotions, don't go it alone. And look, here's another example of client results.
So Greg's in the financial service industry. He's typical of many business owners who have been successful over multiple years. He got stuck. Now, working with Greg, we've helped him to focus on the things that really matter to him, his business, his marriage, his health, and leveraging his strategy to create his dream of a philanthropic legacy. And this is what he said.
Christine's helped me to focus on what matters in my business, marriage, and life. I remain delighted to be working with her and hope to for the foreseeable future. Thank you, Christine and Grant. You have changed our lives for the better. And, we have lots of examples of fabulous clients. And just right now, I thank you too, Greg, for the opportunity of working with you. So look, today we promised that you'd discover the step-by-step game plan to completely end all your emotional pain, whether it's stress, anxiety, guilt, regret, worry, depression, burnout, or something else. Even if that seems impossible right now, feel clear-headed and enjoy your work again, happy and connected with your partner and kids, loving all areas of your life. Reverse those sleepless nights, migraines, high blood pressure, panic attacks, exhaustion, premature aging at the root cause, without resorting to pills, alcohol, therapy, and the latest fads that only treat the symptoms and take way too long. And enjoy the confidence to be completely true to yourself. Let go of doubt and worry. Feel empowered to take your life and business to a whole new level.
So our promise to you is the step-by-step game plan to completely end all your emotional pain forever, so you're free to be the best version of you and lead a business and life you love.
And be happy. And so what you need to win, here we have the 5 shifts. Emotional empathy, escape the thought trap, context converter, focus on your unique angel, and mentoring to support you. And those are the 5 steps to lasting happiness. The keys to end stress and emotional pain fast so you're free and happy, leading a happy, successful life you love. So now you have a choice. You can choose to stay stuck, frustrated in anxiety, burnout, depression and stress, wasting lots of time trying to figure it all out on your own, or you can take action now, invest in yourself and go all in to completely end all your emotional pain fast. All you have to do is say yes to your dream and no to your fear and take action. And if you say yes, we can help you. Well, how can we help? Well, we've set aside some time to speak with you personally about how you can apply these ideas. This process transforms lives and it can change yours too and the lives of the people around you. All it takes is the courage to take the first step. It's time for you to realize your greatness. We're here to help and it will change everything. So what we'll do is we'll get on the phone with you. We'll get you crystal clear on 3 things, exactly what your key challenges are, a crystal clear vision of exactly what you want your business and life to look like, and a specific strategy for action with the exact steps you need to get started on your goals. A reminder again who this is for. You must be an entrepreneur, business owner, leader, high achiever, someone with an always on busy lives ready to end anxiety, stress, burnout, and overwhelm for good.
If you're open, coachable, resourceful, committed to change, and ready for action now, then this is for you. And if that's you, then book a session now. So why we're doing this? Well, our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders to lead a business and life they love by 2033. This has been our journey, and we want to help others to do the same thing. So if you want us to help you and we think it's a good fit, then we may invite you to become one of the new clients that we'll take on this month. And if we work together, we'll expect you'll see results within 30 days. And so you're living the life that you love. So if you want to book a call with us,
then to book a call, there's the link www.arahaleadership.com/calendar. So that's Araha, AROHA, leadership.com/calendar. And look, if you can't find a time in the calendar, please email me at christine@arahaleadership.com. You'll be glad you did, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, the sessions take about 45 minutes, and I can guarantee you it'll be the best 45 minutes that you've spent on your working on your life.
Thank you, and look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.
Bye for now.